Once upon a time, in the very heart of a small, peaceful town nestled between rolling hills and endless stretches of lush green fields, there stood a quaint little school known as Sunnydale School. The school was impossible to miss. Its vibrant red brick walls glowed warmly in the sunlight, and its tall windows reflected the sky like mirrors of hope. A cheerful playground spread out behind it, filled with swings that creaked gently in the breeze, slides polished smooth by generations of laughter, and a wide open field where dreams often ran faster than feet. Sunnydale School was more than just a building. It was a living, breathing place where laughter floated through the air like music, where curiosity thrived, and where every hallway echoed with the promise of discovery. For the children who attended, it wasn't simply a school. It was a second home. On a bright Monday morning, as the golden sun climbed steadily into the sky, the familiar clang-clang of the school bell rang out, signaling the start of another exciting day. Students poured through the gates with backpacks bouncing and voices buzzing with excitement. Some raced toward their classrooms, while others lingered, chatting about weekend adventures or upcoming surprises. Inside Mrs. Thompson's fifth-grade classroom, the atmosphere was warm and lively. Sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating colorful maps on the walls and shelves stacked with well-loved books. Desks were arranged neatly, though many bore the small marks of creativity, tiny doodles, scratched initials, and pencil grooves from hours of learning. Among the students sat a boy named Sam. Sam had a mop of unruly, curly hair that never seemed to stay in place no matter how many times he tried to tame it. His eyes sparkled constantly, as though his mind was always racing ahead to the next idea, the next dream, the next adventure. Known throughout the class for his indefatigable curiosity and boundless imagination, Sam was the kind of boy who could turn an ordinary pencil into a spaceship and a quiet afternoon into an epic quest. As Mrs. Thompson stood at the front of the room, beginning her geography lesson, Sam gazed absently at the world map pinned to the wall. His eyes traced rivers and mountains, but his thoughts drifted far beyond the page. His mind wandered to something far more exciting, something everyone in Sunnydale had been talking about for weeks. The school fair. Every year, Sunnydale School hosted a grand fair to raise funds for charity, and each year it seemed more magical than the last. There were games, food stalls, music, laughter, and memories that lingered long after the last banner was taken down. This year, however, the rumors suggested it would be the biggest fair ever. Mrs. Thompson paused mid-sentence and smiled knowingly as she noticed her students' distracted faces. "Class," she announced, clapping her hands lightly to regain their attention, "I have some exciting news." The room instantly fell silent. "This year," she continued, "we will be organizing the biggest school fair Sunnydale has ever seen. And I want each of you to contribute ideas for stalls, games, and activities." A ripple of excitement surged through the classroom. Sam's eyes lit up as if fireworks had gone off behind them. This was his moment. His chance to bring his wild ideas to life. Hands shot up around the room as students began calling out suggestions. "A dunk tank," someone shouted. "A bake sale," said another. "What about a petting zoo?" Sam added enthusiastically, already picturing smiling children feeding goats and lambs. The ideas poured in like rain after a long summer drought. Mrs. Thompson wrote each suggestion on the board, nodding approvingly as creativity filled the room. Even the quietest students found themselves swept up in the excitement. After much discussion and debate, the class finally agreed on a theme. A day at the Carnival. There would be colorful game stalls, delicious food booths, a talent show, a fortune-telling corner, and so much more. It was decided that Sam and a few classmates would run a game stall called Ring Toss Royale. From that moment on, the entire school buzzed with activity. Over the next few weeks, Sunnydale transformed into a hive of creativity and teamwork. Classrooms became workshops, hallways turned into planning zones, and even the playground hosted rehearsals and test runs. Sam threw himself into the preparations with unstoppable energy. During recess, he sketched designs for the ring toss booth, carefully planning where each prize would hang. After school, he stayed late with friends, painting wooden boards in bright carnival colors, reds, yellows, blues, and greens. The smell of fresh paint mixed with laughter filled the air. Other students were just as busy. Some baked trial batches of cookies and cupcakes. Others practiced songs and dances for the talent show. Teachers guided, encouraged, and sometimes joined in, delighted by the enthusiasm of their students. As the big day drew closer, anticipation reached a fever pitch. Finally, the morning of the school fair arrived. The sun rose high and bright, casting a golden glow over the school grounds. Overnight, Sunnydale had been transformed. Colorful banners fluttered in the breeze, streamers crisscrossed the playground, and stalls lined the paths like a joyful parade. Families and friends streamed through the gates, their faces alight with excitement. The air buzzed with chatter, laughter, and the scent of popcorn and hot dogs. Sam stood proudly at Ring Toss Royale, wearing a bright green plaster painted on his face like a carnival badge. He demonstrated the game with flair, encouraging each participant with infectious enthusiasm. Step right up. Test your aim. Win a prize, he called, his voice brimming with confidence. Children lined up eagerly, clutching tickets and coins, their eyes locked on the dazzling prizes, stuffed animals, colorful toys, and shiny trinkets. Nearby, the talent show stage came alive with music and applause. Students sang, danced, juggled, and performed magic tricks, each act greeted with cheers from the crowd. Parents beamed with pride, capturing memories on their phones and clapping until their hands ached. Laughter echoed across the grounds, mingling with the merry-go-round music and the clink of coins. Everywhere Sam looked, he saw smiles. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting long shadows and bathing the school in golden light, a peaceful contentment settled over the fair. The final games were played, the last songs sung, and slowly, visitors began to say their goodbyes. When the stalls were dismantled and the banners taken down, Sam stood quietly for a moment, taking it all in. A deep sense of pride washed over him. The school fair had raised more money for charity than ever before. But more importantly, it had brought the entire community together. Friends, families, teachers, and students had created something magical. As Sam walked home hand in hand with his friends, he knew that no matter where life took him, he would always cherish the sunny days, the laughter, and the carnival dreams of Sunnydale School. And with that warm thought in his heart, Sam smiled, already dreaming of what next year's fair might bring. Thank you for watching this video.